Okay, so this is a video for Wednesday night's homework. We are starting Wednesday night. I think the first question was 19. Let me double check. 16. Okay. Okay, so 16 was our first question. Oh, where I put the line, that would be really great, right? Okay, researchers want to determine which method of data collection is the most appropriate. A controlled experiment is always a very good way to collect data. If you want to determine if dark room shade causes people to sleep longer, because you can do a room with and without, and that's a controlled experiment. Number 17 is an inverse. So I would love us to swap the X and the Y and then isolate the new Y. But if you forgot how to do this or you're overwhelmed, you can type this into your Y equals, type one of the answers into the Y equals, and see which one gives you the inverse operation. Okay. The correct answer should have been, this one. No, not this one. Oh, I crossed it out. I'm silly. Number 18, I don't know why I didn't do it. The expression can be written, we would factor the top. Excuse me, you can't factor the top because the top is non-factorable, but you can rewrite the top as x squared plus 3. 12 is really 3 plus 9. So you could do x squared plus 3 plus 9. And then the x squared plus 3 would cancel, and you get a 9 left over an x plus 3. Now, if you don't like that method, you can always type this in and type the answers in to see which one gives you the equivalency. Hopefully you realize that 4 is ridiculous. Like, you cannot cancel this out to just get 4. Oh my God, you know why? Because they're saying x squared divided by x squared and then 12 divided by 3, but you are way smarter than that. You know you cannot divide when there's an operator in between two items in the numerator and the denominator. Number 19 is a SOAR question. Not common on the Algebra 2 exam, but could be there. We covered it for like a hot second. SOAR is the arc length equals the theta amount times the radius. So 1 is equal to the theta times 1 times theta equals 2. So the theta value is 2. Hopefully you see that the angle here is greater than 90 degrees. So you want a radian measurement that's bigger than 90 degrees. So looking at your answers, if maybe that can help you narrow it down if you don't remember the SOAR formula. Number 20 is silly because it's asking for the false, so you have to actually go through all of them, and the last option is the only false one. The difference between low and high tide is only 10, not 14. Number 21 is a little bit, makes you a little seasick to look at it. Remember, this is recursive, so it's just telling you a sub n minus 1 is the number to before it, plus the log of the spot position. So spot plus 1. Then spot minus 1. So the first number is 8. So the first number is 8. I'm going to take, for the second number, the number before, which is 8, plus the spot, which is 2, plus 1, and then the number inside the parentheses is going to be 2 minus 1. I know you can do 3 and you can do 1 here. I don't even waste time with it. I type it in my calculator just the way this black appears, and I get 8. Now, my second number on the list is 8. So when I'm finding my third number, this is a typo. This should be 8. I have a 3 here because I was thinking about the third number. The 8 should be here plus log base 3 because I'm looking for the third number plus 1, 3 minus 1, and you get 8.5 as the answer. Which one is a midline? Well, these don't have midlines. Midlines only exist with trig functions. So 1 and 2 are 1 and 3 are ridiculous. So looking at 2 and 4, they both have a midline of 1 because I'm starting at 1 here, those plus 1s, but the maximum height of 4 happens only with number 2 because 3 plus 1 would give me 4. Number 23, if you don't know, you can type it in your calculator and play around and see which one gives it to you the correct answer. But if you just sit here and you make a window, or if you FOIL, you will end up things that start canceling out and you get option number 4. Number 24 is always on your regents, and it's usually 23 or 24 of a regents, where they give you an exponential function and then they manipulate it by changing it to a monthly scenario or to a weekly or to a daily or what have you. It's always an equivalency. Okay, so sometimes it's meant to scare you because the principles are all 500, but then the 1.03 magically changes to this weird number to freak you out. You are not to get freaked out. What they're doing is they're taking the time, which is years, and they're dividing it up into 12 equal parts. So the power is now the power is going to be manipulated to a 1/12. So I'm taking my 1.03 to the 1/12, and that's how I'm getting this number. If you forget, you type this into your y equals, and you type the first one in your y equals, and you get the same exact table. It is the same exact function. Okay, it's just written differently. If the first one doesn't work, you jump to the second one. Okay, the second one doesn't work, you jump to the third. Third doesn't work, jump to the fourth. That is a surefire way to get the answer. It will be there. I promise you, in a couple of weeks when you take the real one, it will be there. Okay, Thursday night, you have to do these questions. I didn't do them yet because they're Thursday night's homework. But I want you to remember that when you see a question and it says something like, does it have imaginary roots? Do the quadratic formula. Okay, if you get imaginary, you don't even have to finish the quadratic formula. If you get a negative under the radical, you can just stop it and say, yes, there will be imaginary roots. If there are no negatives under the radical, then you can say, no, the roots will be real. You don't even actually finish the question, okay? With a question like this, it's 2 points. Don't do more math than you have to. That's my strong advice when you get to this one tonight. I'm not giving you any advice on that one. This one, you need a common denominator for that one. Factor it completely. Like, do not set it equal to anything. It is not an equation. Just factor it. Oh, relative frequencies. You're going to have to pull in some extra information in here and figure out totals. You have to remember what independent means. Independent, remember, if it's an vowel. Independent is a vowel and equal is a vowel. So if it's independent, it's equal. But what the heck is equal? That's for you to tell me. Number 30. Determine the value for A. You need to be able to manipulate radicals to degree powers. But notice we're just focusing on the number part and not the variable part, if that helps you out. And then the last question for Thursday night is a trig graph on these axes. You can do this in your calculator, but notice there's no scaling. Give me a scaling. You need a scale in there. Okay, you have a test on Tuesday and Wednesday of next school week. Tuesday and Wednesday after vacation. Thursday we have a weird schedule that day. If you come to school, if you are a sophomore and you come to school, we will be going over these questions. If you are a junior, you are expected to watch the videos at home.